Book 2, Crimes and Penalties. Title 1, Crimes Against National Security and the Law of Nations. Chapter 1, Crimes Against National Security. Section 1, Treason and Espionage. Article 114, Treason. Any person who, owing allegiance to the United States or the government of the Philippine Islands, not being a foreigner, levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid or comfort within the Philippine Islands or elsewhere, shall be punished by reclusión temporal to death and shall pay a fine not to exceed 20,000 pesos. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of 2 witnesses at least to the same overt act or on confession of the accused in open court. Likewise, an alien residing in the Philippine Islands who commits acts of treason as defined in paragraph 1 of this article shall be punished by prisión mayor to death and shall pay a fine not to exceed 20,000 pesos, as amended by EO number 44, May 31, 1945. Article 115, Conspiracy and Proposal to Commit Treason. Penalty. The conspiracy or proposal to commit the crime of treason shall be punished respectively by prisión mayor and a fine not exceeding 10,000 pesos and prisión correccional and a fine not exceeding 5,000 pesos. Article 116. Misprision of treason. Every person owing allegiance to the United States, the government of the Philippine Islands, without being a foreigner, and having knowledge of any conspiracy against them, conceals or does not disclose and make known the same as soon as possible to the governor or fiscal of the province, or the mayor or fiscal of the city in which he resides, as the case may be, shall be punished as an accessory to the crime of treason. Article 117. Espionage. The penalty of prisión correccional shall be inflicted upon any person who 1. Without authority therefore enters a warship, fort, or naval or military establishment or reservation to obtain any information, plans, photographs, or other data of a confidential nature relative to the defense of the Philippine archipelago, or 2. Being in possession, by reason of the public office he holds, of the articles, data, or information referred to in the preceding paragraph discloses their contents to a representative of a foreign nation. The penalty next higher in degree shall be imposed if the offender be a public officer or employee. Section 2. Provoking war and disloyalty in case of war. Article 118. Inciting to war or giving motives for reprisals. The penalty of reclusión temporal shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee, and that of prisión mayor upon any private individual who, by unlawful or unauthorized acts, provokes or gives occasion for a war involving or liable to involve the Philippine Islands or exposes Filipino citizens to reprisals on their persons or property. Article 119. Violation of neutrality. The penalty of prisión correccional shall be inflicted upon anyone who, on the occasion of a war in which the government is not involved, violates any regulation issued by competent authority for the purpose of enforcing neutrality. Article 120. Correspondence with hostile country. Any person who in time of war shall have correspondence with an enemy country or territory occupied by enemy troops shall be punished 1. By prisión correccional, if the correspondence has been prohibited by the government. 2. By prisión mayor, if such correspondence be carried on in ciphers or conventional signs. And 3. By reclusión temporal, if notice or information be given thereby which might be useful to the enemy. If the offender intended to aid the enemy by giving such notice or information, he shall suffer the penalty of reclusión temporal to death. Article 121. Flight to enemy country. The penalty of arresto mayor shall be inflicted upon any person who, owing allegiance to the government, attempts to flee or go to an enemy country when prohibited by competent authority. Section 3. Piracy and mutiny on the high seas. Article 122. piracy in general, and mutiny on the high seas. The penalty of reclusión temporal shall be inflicted upon any person who, on the high seas, shall attack or seize a vessel or, not being a member of its complement nor a passenger, shall seize the whole or part of the cargo of said vessel, its equipment, or personal belongings of its complement or passengers. The same penalty shall be inflicted in case of mutiny on the high seas. Article 123. Qualified piracy. The penalty of reclusión temporal to death shall be imposed upon those who commit any of the crimes referred to in the preceding article, under any of the following circumstances. 1. Whenever they have seized a vessel by boarding or firing upon the same. 2. Whenever the pirates have abandoned their victims without means of saving themselves. Or 3. Whenever the crime is accompanied by murder, homicide, physical injuries, or rape. We hope you have enjoyed listening. More audiobooks are coming your way. Please support by clicking the subscribe button and bell icon to receive notifications of our latest upload. A like and share is appreciated. Audio and performance copyright by RAK Audio, all rights reserved.